after I did Johnny Cash. Travis did Johnny Cash, but you did Blink-182, which is not.
I did Blink-182 before you guys.
Blake's hot mic has a gain of 38.
Yeah.
And it never goes higher than that.
Yep.
Oh, you aren't going to do your Blink-182, huh?
No.
Okay, all right.
My
Welcome.
mic is so loud. It's hot and I like it. Yeah, there you go. You're
All
done.
right.
Chicken in a bag. Frozen chicken in a bag.
Awesome song.
We did it, guys.
Welcome to Life After the Cover Save, episode 346.
346.
That's a billion.
Well, yeah, dude. That's 13.
If
I'm
you add those
Robo-Ed.
up,
Hey, guys,
multiply it
I'm
by a
I'm
billion.
Blake.
I'm Travis.
That's Travis a billion.
You know, guys, what are we here to do today? What are we going to talk about? What's on the show today?
Well, first of all, me and Travis went on an adventure, and we're going to recount that adventure.
Okay.
Then there's a special Battlefield bargain or bust because yesterday I made a purchase.
Oh no.
But you don't have pictures of the models yet because we
I
didn't come in.
I have all the pictures of everything that I need. It's set up. The slideshow is done.
It's ready.
Yeah. I'm a professional. I wouldn't bring it up if I wasn't going to talk about it.
Well, I will.
Yeah, I know you would.
I'll bring it up.
And then for Life After, we have a little fun game we're going to play.
Oh, we have a game.
Yeah,
Fun game.
it's a fun game.
Is it? Or are we not doing another 10-minute podcast too?
No. Those will come in when they come in.
Oh, okay. I'll be honest with you. I was looking forward to hearing the next 10-minute podcast too. But I guess I'll wait. Give me
You're
something to
gonna
look
have
forward
to.
to.
You're going to have to.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I was born ready.
You're going to ask a question. Is now the time for that question, Blake?
You know what? Maybe we can save it for when we talk about our hobby progress and our hobby progress commitments.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Is that now?
Yeah, that's now, baby. That's now.
Because I feel like that's exactly what we would be doing right now.
Okay, so listen. I didn't make any progress on my hobby goal.
Yeah.
Do you remember what it was?
It was I was gonna finish the base colors and put down the grime on those Stargrave troopers.
Yeah.
But I was in a 3D printing haze. I got all these painting handles and removable caps done.
They're sweet.
You know, I was doing some conquest building,
Uh-huh.
and then out of the blue, I got a phone call on Facebook. And the phone call on Facebook was the big cat.
Whoa.
The big cat is getting kicked out of his house
Yeah.
just for one night. Just
One
for
night only.
Night. And he was like, well, maybe it's a chance for he and the son to hang out.
Yeah.
And
Little cat.
maybe play a little Warhammer 40K?
It seems like his son wants to play Warhammer.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, there's combat patrols we can try.
It has been prophesied that through the sun shall the cat return into the bigness that is the cover save.
Amen.
What just happened, guys?
Yeah. So, that being said, this is going to inform my next hobby progress, what I'm about to do. But I'm asking Ed for something. Ed, I need you to print out some shoulder pads that don't exist in Games Workshop. You can't buy these shoulder pads, but I found some STLs with some shoulder pads.
What kind of shoulder pads?
Space Marine shoulder pads.
What
Are
does that mean?
they old Space Marine shoulder pads or are they Primaris?
These were built. Let's listen to what the file says. It says, "The firstborn are gone, brothers. We must embrace the Rubicon and continue our legacy of blood."
Okay.
Primaris Knights of Blood shoulder pads.
Knights of Blood.
Standards, Phobos, Modern Terminator, and Gravis/Blade Guard. And they all have the Knights of Blood logo on them. What do you
I think
think?
you got to talk to Dr. John about that.
Doctor Who?
Dr. John.
Oh, okay.
The my printers aren't working. They kept one of them didn't power on completely. Like I can't get it to turn on.
Oh, no.
And then the other one is sticking to the FEP sheet. So I tried printing out some Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff, and I was able to get the Rhino printed, but the Sentinels, anything big, was just turning into like something else. So I'm afraid that if I try to do a full sheet of like a bunch of shoulder pads, I'm gonna have a lot of failures.
Okay.
Because it was like the one thing was on one end and then everything on the other end was just not good.
That's weird.
I mean, I guess it's been sitting there for a while, so I don't know.
Well,
a little frustrated myself.
I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah. Thanks for
I guess I
bringing it
got to buy a resin printer.
You might need to.
I guess I got to buy a resin printer so I can print out
Well, just
15 shoulder pads.
Just do your thing.
Dude, they're not going to look good.
Oh. Now, will the Knights of Blood, do they have Knights of Blood decals?
No. This is a deep cut obscure warband. They've been excommunicated. They're a Space Marine chapter that was excommunicated by the High Lords of Terra.
Well,
they're dead. They got wiped out.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you want to play them.
I think I do.
The paint job's pretty gross.
Yeah, it's not great at all. It's going to be really gross. Can't wait.
I don't like this at all.
Why not? Because I'm excited about 40K. That's what's happening now. Finally, I'm like, okay. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Oh, that's something I can get behind. I've always liked that idea.
Oh.
So now I'm just getting shut down on all ends here.
Oh. Well, I mean, how do you tell your friend that the paint job that they're choosing is not good?
I know it's not good.
Yeah. But like,
it's going to look ugly.
If you have a friend who's already working on models for you,
I don't know anything about that.
Well, you kind of do, and then you're going to have your models might not go with the models that I'm painting for you.
I guess that's something I have to contend with. I don't know. I didn't think about this till now. All I know is I don't know what's being painted.
I got a simple
now
solution.
I do know. I thought maybe it was Tyranids.
Okay.
Well, just quickly, go back and just put bolt gun metal on all of the bodies except for the shoulder pads.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, except for the shoulder pads and the Aquila. You're good.
I'm not gonna go back and do a bunch of painting over this awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll figure it out, but I still got to get it built. That's my hobby commitment. I got to build a combat patrol.
Well, here's the thing. You can build the combat patrol and make it playable with them. Is each person just going to be missing one shoulder pad?
Yeah, basically.
You can just have one shoulder pad missing when Josh uses it.
Yeah.
And by then I'll have my printer working.
Yeah, we can get, it's not a rush.
There's some
It's not
things
a
I
rush.
can do, but we'll see.
You got a lot on your plate.
I got a lot on my plate, dude.
You know, we got a big convention to go to.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that too.
Yeah, we got so much stuff to do. Hobby commitment, Blake failed his, but my new commitment is I'm going to be building this combat patrol. Just built.
I love it. All right, let me change your 6 stormtrooper guys
to an entire combat patrol for Blood Angels. Force Marcellus Wallace.
Wallace the second.
That's 1 hour.
No. I just did 5 bodies and it took almost an hour.
Yeah. Bodies. Okay. Travis, 1,000 Space Wolves Prime. Did you prime 1,000 Space Wolves?
Oh, I primed him, baby.
1,000 of them?
Well, 1,000 points.
Oh, 1,000.
Oh, it was the points. Okay.
You wrote down 1,000 Space Wolves?
1,000 Space Wolf Prime.
Okay, well, 1,000 points of Space Wolves Prime.
So success.
I also put on their the Space Wolf Gray shot it through the Airbus. Two different variants. I had a bad prime on one model. I had to soak it in some alcohol, and I think I saved it pretty much. We'll see. I fully painted 5 Infernus Marines. Is that what they're called with the flamers now?
Yeah.
Infernus Primaris. Well, when I say fully painted, the oil wash is still curing, and after the rains, I'm gonna have to dull coat it. But outside of that, they're done.
Nice. How do you think it looks?
How do I think it looks?
Yeah,
I think they're some of the best models I've ever painted before in my life.
Nice.
I'm basically it's an accumulation of 30 years of knowledge that I'm putting into the Space Wolf army, and I'm pulling out all the stops. There's no stops.
There's no stops.
The next squad, I want to see how it looks after the dull coat. But the next squad, I think I might just seal with a matte and see how the oils interact with it, because I didn't feel like the gloss coat was really doing anything amazing for like getting the oils to move around on the model better.
Now,
but we'll see.
Did you clean up a little bit before you let it dry?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Have you not seen all these pictures I've sent?
I did.
And you have
it's just they were so glossy. They were very glossy. They looked very different compared to those Terminators, for sure.
Yeah, because
that's why I'm looking forward to see the dull coat.
Because they're, those Terminators shoulder pads were that glossy too. Before I put the dull coat on it.
Okay. Yeah.
But
so you can't see past the gloss.
All Blake remembers is the finished product.
Yeah. No, that's all I think about. Results. I'm a results-driven and oriented person.
No, it's like a goldfish. You only see what's in front of you.
Yeah.
You can't imagine what the future might hold.
You got to be a goldfish. That's like Ted Lasso said.
Yeah, be a goldfish.
I was using cotton swabs to clean them up, and I've ordered a whole bunch of like these makeup applicators where it's a sponge. So that should be a lot, because I was having to deal with like leaving a little bit of cotton residue, a little bit. Listen, it's a learning process. That's why I started with like the Infernus Marines first, because it's like they're just Infernus Marines, But they look really good.
I'm excited.
I got the little heat effect going on it. It looks really nice. I just used speed paints for that heat effect. It was super easy.
Let me take another look.
Yeah, you better take another look. What are you planning on doing next?
So I have I've also put like all of the base colors down on the 6 wolves for the Wolf Riders. So since I have that, I think I'm probably gonna dry brush and detail the Wolf Riders, and then start blocking out the intercessor. That's the Primaris intercessors.
Inner Sandmans, yep.
Yeah, I built an intercessor squad, but I built them with all the wolf stuff on it, and I'm going to use them as a gray hunter squad. So, but I could use them either as intercessors or gray hunters. They'll work either way. But yeah, that's my goal, is to see if I can get the wolves for the Wolf Riders done, and start blocking out the intercessors.
You got this.
All right. I was gonna do a Marvel Crisis Protocol figure.
Yeah.
And so I went to the hobby store with Blake, and I signed up to do a painting competition.
$100 entry fee.
Yeah, it's $100 to enter, and plus you have to buy the product. So I'm like 140. I'm like 140 in right now. So, but you know what? What's nice is if I win, I'll get a $25 gift certificate. Pretty sweet. So I decided, I had to call Travis to figure out which models he had, because I didn't want to double up buying something that he already has. I mean, maybe if it was something I really wanted to paint, it wouldn't matter. But the selection was kind of limited. And so I picked Angel. It came with Angel from the X-Men and Archangel.
Now, is there a difference between the two? Or are they the same person?
He's the same person, but Apocalypse,
different times at his life.
Yeah, Apocalypse
crucified him.
He took off the wings and put metal wings on him. And then he became one of his horsemen, which is Death. And he was one of the 4 horsemen of Apocalypse.
Archangel? Colossus? Who else?
Well, it was originally Death, Famine, War, and something else. Pestilence, yeah.
And behold, I saw a pale horse, and on him rode Death. So it's Archangel, Colossus, and who are the other characters?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
Because he used X-Men, didn't he?
Well, yeah. Not originally. He did not use X-Men.
Not originally.
Oh.
Except for Archangel.
Oh.
So I'm sure there's a point when Colossus was a horseman.
Now, in the game, if you're playing Apocalypse as your leader, you get to assign the 4 horseman slots to other characters in your faction, and there's specific characters that can be those horsemen. So that probably has something to do. But I'm not very familiar with that storyline either.
Oh, I am. Made me sad. I always wanted to know, like, why this happened or how this happened. So I had to go back and dig in, and gain that knowledge myself. And it's in here because I had to search for it, because I had to physically do something. If I just looked it up on Wikipedia, and then I just forget it the next day, but it was the quest. Anyways, I bought them. I've built them. I've primed them, and I've done a little bit of work on the actual Angel, not Archangel. So
I think Angel might show off your skills better than Archangel.
Probably.
Different textures, some flesh tones.
Yeah.
Archangel's kind of like that suit and the robotic stuff, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you can make those metal wings look really good with non-metallic metals, dude.
That's non-metallic metals, brother.
Yeah. So, I'm going to keep, because I didn't finish, I'm going to keep my current goal of finishing Angel. So, because I have to get it done for the painting competition.
Let's do the 22nd. You got 11 days.
But I did paint a model for the Hobby Progress Challenge in the ICs. So I got that done. It only took me 2 days. Pretty sweet. Yep.
That's good.
Oh boy. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep that. But Travis.
Yeah.
Me and you went on a road trip.
Like planes, trains, and automobiles. Although it went pretty smooth.
Yeah.
It was rough before the trip started. I left my house at 3:45 in the a.m.
Too early.
to be able to roll dice in Casa de Carl at 11 o'clock. And it was worth it.
We made it.
We made the trek up north to the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, if you will, to roll dice, to play 40K. And I think it was a really good weekend. I think I played one of my favorite games of 40K
Whoa.
I've ever played.
Wow.
It was kind of the pinnacle of where the hobby has been taking me through all these 30 years of playing 40K. This last weekend, I finally achieved what I've always wanted 40K to be.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty beautiful.
Beautiful tables.
Yeah, we put 4,000 points of Necrons versus 4,000 points of Chaos Space Marines on a 6x4 table. It was densely packed. The terrain was gorgeous. Half of it painted by the late, great Doug Neal. The other half painted by the great present Carl Tuttle. It was on a fat mat, and there was lichen dispersed throughout to make it more cohesive. Cheyenne had 2,000 points of Necrons, and Cheyenne's Necrons are very nicely painted. I had 2,000 points of my Necrons, and my Necrons, they look good. I wouldn't say that I really stretched myself painting those Necrons, because a lot of it's black primer with silver dry brush. But I did do a lot of copper work, on their shoulder pads, and some accent with some corrosion and stuff. And I like how the green glow of my weapons came out.
Yeah.
In general. So I think it's a very nice looking force. And then there was Shell's what's that? The Night Lords with the lightning bolts. Woo, those look great. And Carl's Abaddon led Black Legion, looking pretty sparkly. It was it was just wild, the carnage and the amount of models that we were pushing up. It was a 6-hour game, but it was worth every hour.
6 hours.
Maybe more like 5 hours, because we took a break for lunch.
Yeah, it's kind of like school.
Yeah.
You know, take a break, lunchtime, recess, run around, tease your friends, get back in there.
Got
I
through
feel
3 full turns.
it. No, you didn't finish. You guys wrapped it up after 3 turns.
The writing was on the wall at the end of turn 3. The
Yeah, and
Necrons
what did that
were.
writing say?
It said that the humans are done and the Necrons are eternal.
You know, of course. So you're a winner
The
again. You're
chaos.
again a winner in 40K.
Listen, a lot of things I wanted to do, like, okay, I'm going to do this, and Cheyenne would be all like, I don't think you should do this. Why don't we do this instead? I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll do that.
Now, did when he said I think we should do this, were you like, oh, okay, yeah, I see that? Did you see the reasons why? Did you see why he picked those choices?
Maybe.
Okay, well, I was gonna say, but that's how you get better, is when you see those other actions and you understand why they're better. Metacognition.
Yeah, that's a metacog. That's a mentat, dude.
Yeah, give me the elixir. What is it? They drink it. They drink like a juice. They drink a potion.
Shahalud.
Not exactly, but yeah, pretty close. It's
It's
good
the blood of
enough.
Shahalud. But like yeah, all the like pomp and circumstance aside, it was just like it was a really awesome game of 40K. Lots of back and forth, lots of carnage, lots of things died. It was great. It was glorious. Ed, you brought some orcs to the table, didn't you?
4,000 points at orcs.
No, it was not 4,000 points. So it was the list we were doing were 2,000 points, and I had a little over 1,000 points of stuff that I felt were good enough to play on the table, painted quality wise. And I figured, let me just throw in a Stampa because that's what I have painted. It says life after, it's painted with life after cover, say the logo. Looks good. And I never really get to use it. So I
But you
figured,
did this time.
It's a great looking model.
How many points is it?
800.
And how did it perform?
Well, I would say that it performed very well. It didn't take any damage. And it wrecked a lot of things in close combat. And shooting, so I played against Aaron, Necron Aaron, if there's any others. And he had a very heavy destroy, not a heavy destroyer, but a destroyer heavy list with some heavy destroyers. So he had a lot of regular destroyers, like in big units.
Yeah.
And they can put out a lot of firepower, those destroyers, even regular.
Yeah, those destroyers are no joke.
Yeah. And then the heavies just do 6 damage when they go through.
Just
one
straight
shot,
6 damage.
Yeah. So I lost like my battle wagon and my truck almost immediately. But we were doing this mission where we were doing like the long table instead of the short table edges, right?
Mm-hmm.
So no man's land, which is the area in between the two deployment zones, if you walk into it after you move and you don't shoot or charge or do anything else, you could drop an objective marker next to your guys, right? Any unit can do it, as long as it's so many inches away from any other objective marker that's in no man's land. You can't score on your own objectives anymore unless you have cards that allow you to do that. And so you could just drop a bunch of objective markers. So my first turn, I just threw a bunch of objective markers down. And then on his turn, he didn't want to. And so I said, hey, do you want to put some? And he's like, we don't have any. Because I threw a couple out and there were no more. There were no more objective markers after the ones we placed and then the ones I threw out. And he's like, nah, I don't want to. So, and
I can't be
ultimately,
bothered. I can't be bothered to ask a room full of hobby nerds. You guys got any objective markers?
yeah. So I think the game would have been a lot closer had he dropped some, because he killed the things that I had on one side of the table, and he could have had units occupying those objective and scoring points each turn.
Yeah.
But he killed everything, and then we were stuck in battle in the very middle with one of his units. I think it was a wraith, and my orc mega knobs, and they were just fighting almost the whole entire game. And then he had a shard that was slowly moving towards that, and then my Stampa shot at him the shard a couple times. I spent like 3 rounds of shooting at him. It couldn't kill him. The shard shot at my Stampa a couple times, didn't do anything to him. And then finally, my Stampa just wiped units that it started getting, because it got far enough into his board edge that he was just smashing things and did what it needed to do.
Pick up your toys, mate. Pick up your toys.
It was a fun game. I enjoyed it. Aaron was fun to play with.
Yeah, Aaron's a solid guy.
Yeah,
good dude.
Now, is he the one that bullied? Last time I was there, I bullied somebody.
Did you? No, that was Dunsmore.
That was Dunsmore. Okay, just making sure. You gotta keep track of who you bully in each different social group.
You don't want to overdo it.
No, you don't want to be that guy.
You want to spread it around evenly.
Yeah, or at least find one target and really bully that one person.
Jeez.
You hear me? You hear me, Dunsmore?
2 thin coats.
2 thin coats, baby. 2 thin coats of bullying. Just, So I'm glad you guys had a good time. Who else was there?
Lars and Steve showed up. There was, oh gosh, I met him over the summer when we were out there playing games. He is part of like one of the 40K groups up there, but like he's never been on the podcast. I don't think. I don't know his name. I'm sorry.
It's one of
he was a very nice guy.
One of the Fault Line guys.
Oh, Fault Line. Yeah. That's a good crew there at the Fault Line.
Yeah.
Who else? That was it, huh?
I think that was it.
Sky was supposed to show up, but he didn't.
He didn't show up. Yeah, this kid got sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, man.
You guys played some Dice Throne after.
Oh yeah. I just got the Kickstarter in for the X-Men version of Dice Throne, and we put it through some of his paces. And yeah, so far the characters seem really interesting and well designed.
Now, did you guys played versus each other, but there's actually a PvE? There's a PvE setup?
Yeah, there's a missions box that I got with the Kickstarter. I haven't cracked that open yet, but that looks really fun as well. But that was a 4-person max, and we had 5 people.
Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe next time I'll have a 40K army, and I can play.
Maybe. I mean, you do. You already have one that you can play with. It. But exactly.
Dude, listen, like I said it again. I'll say it once, I'll say it again.
Mm-hmm.
The firstborn are gone, brothers. We must embrace the Rubicon and continue our legacy of blood. Okay?
Except for in the second block of my Space Wolves, I'm going to be painting up some firstborn, man.
Yeah. That's because they still are selling firstborn.
Yes.
Yeah, they
don't make a corollary model in Primaris form.
Or
this is true.
Or they do make the model, but they still sell firstborn. Just like
the other option.
They do make a Primaris scaled orc boy box, and they're still selling a regular orc.
That's a weird one.
Yes,
that's weird.
Get that product. Insane. Don't get it out of the shelf.
It's insane.
I'm gonna make
those molds till they crack. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna make a 10-man squad of blood claws because I have 2 boxes of them, and they actually look pretty cool. The models, because they have so many wolf bits on them and stuff.
Yeah, they haven't made a They haven't made a Blood Claw Primaris.
I predict that actually Space Wolves don't come out in 10th. I think they're one of the first Space Marine factions in 11th edition. That's my prediction.
Too many factions.
No.
There's just because 11th edition is less than 9 months away.
Wait, what? I just spent $200 on codexes.
Yeah.
They got me. Every time they fucking get me. Excuse my French.
So the 10th edition, like an edition's 3 years, right? So when did 10th come out?
I mean, it's not always 3 years. Sometimes it's shorter. Sometimes it's longer.
I'm just listen. I'm just seeing into the future.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a bold statement.
That's my prediction.
You heard it here first. No wolves.
What am I basing this on?
Edition.
Just a feeling.
Hold on, let me put this down.
Ooh.
Let's put this down.
Let's put this prediction down.
Travis, no wolves, 10th edition. So they're not getting a codex, you're saying?
I don't think they'll have a 10th edition codex. Maybe it comes out 30 days before 11th edition, and you realize it was actually kind of written for 11th edition.
Well, but that's still getting a codex for 10th edition. We'll see. I predict the your Lehman Russ is going to come back as a person.
Yeah, a Lehman Russ Primarch model.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, the Primarch models have looked really cool outside of Gilliman. That Dark Angel one.
Gilliman,
yeah, Gilliman's fine.
I'll fight you on that one.
I think the Gilliman model looks real dumb, but
why?
I don't like the blue armor with all that filigree on it. It looks gaudy to me.
Wait. Are you saying GW released a gaudy-looking model?
Yeah.
That's unacceptable. Move on.
Weird.
Battlefield bargain or bust.
Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that I'm going to say. You don't have to paint it gold.
This is true.
That's,
it could just be blue too. Or it could be white. Or
I've never seen it just be blue. Maybe I would like it a little bit more. But I'm just saying there's something about like his legs kind of look too skinny to me or just oddly proportioned. And I think it has something to do with like the optical illusion of all the filigree. Like it just seems like really, listen, I just don't like the Gilliman model. Like
there's something about the sword for me. The sword on that model bothers me a little bit.
The sword doesn't look great either.
The sword looks good. It's on fire.
I think it's when they put a weapon effect on a weapon, it bothers me a little bit.
Oh wow,
it's weird.
I've seen some that are painted really well, and I think that when you paint it really well, it looks good, like it's on fire.
In the hands of a master.
But I think, unfortunately, I've also I in the same vein, I've seen a lot of people not put in the effort to make the fire look good, and then it ends up looking kind of like it would have been better if it was just a sword.
Yeah, just clip it and get something different.
I don't know. Listen, and I'm not an Ultramarine hater. I actually really like an Ultramarine army. Like I think the Ultramarine blue looks really good. I just don't think Gilliman looks right. He's a Primarch, right?
Gilliman, yeah.
Robert Bon Guillemont. But I'll tell you what, that Lannister model that they did for the Dark Angels, he looks real good.
His name's Lionel. His name's Lionel.
Yeah, but he also looks like the actor who played the Lannister guy.
Does he?
Tywin?
Yeah, he looks like Tywin Lannister.
Tywin the Lion Lannister.
Maybe if he was like animated, like a cartoon version of him. Yeah, like a cartoon version.
Well, I mean, or if like they just like 3D scanned his face and then shrunk it down and put it on a miniature. That's probably what it would look like.
I can see it. I know what you mean. I can see it.
I'm not alone. The internet agrees with me.
Very severe looking.
I think if it was like a Star Wars Rebels version, where it's a little more square in definition.
Okay.
Because the other guy's like real frail. I just remember him sitting on the toilet while his son has a crossbow pointed right at him.
So you remember him when he died,
and he's still mouthing off to the guy who's going to shoot him.
Shoots him right in the guts.
Yeah,
that's back when the show was good.
Okay, all right.
Charles Dance, I believe his name is Charles Dance.
Ready,
dude? I am so ready. After last time's Battlefield bargain,
yeah,
I don't know how we're gonna top it, Ed.
The internet's been buzzed with that deal, dude.
Yeah, dude.
No, it's not.
Yeah, Carl. Dude, it was literally showcased by Mini Wargaming Dave.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't.
It was front page news on CNN.
Yeah.
Well, now you're getting...
Well, CNN Online.
Well, CNN Warhammer Plus. It's a new show on Warhammer Plus. CNN Warhammer Plus. Okay, here we go.
Woo-hoo, board game edition.
They're playing Clue. Oh, board game edition. Okay.
Yes.
Bilbo Saggins there is very surprised.
So I gave the AI a prompt. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I, described I wanted these guys because it's a board game. First I did a Monopoly and they did a Monopoly board, but then I was like, you know what? Let's do Clue because Clue's kind of more fun. So they put on the picture the word Clue, but the board itself is basically still Monopoly with still like the colored squares.
Board.
Yeah. AI doesn't.
AI is a real dumb guy.
Yeah. People worry a lot about AI, but
not yet.
I don't know.
It's not there yet. All right. So
the hands are looking better.
Hands are looking good. The pipe's looking good. Halfling's leaf right there. Getting loaded, playing some Monopoly Clue.
Yeah. When I was setting up this, because I ran a couple of versions of this, and I was like, a goblin and a dwarf and a wizard are playing this, right? And I was like, well, let's put a pipe in this hand and like a spyglass in someone else's hand and an axe in the dwarf's hand. But it kept putting axes on everyone's hands but the dwarves. So I ended up just doing a pipe, and then they all ended up smoking pipes. All right. So here we go. I was on Facebook Marketplace, and I saw 3 games being sold. Number 1, a game by TSR called Dragon Strike.
Is this a VHS?
Yeah.
The next game is a Risk. And the third game was HeroQuest, the game system. HeroQuest game system from Milton Bradley.
Game system.
I know it well.
So, I worked.
Can I talk real quick about Dragon Quest?
Yeah, Dragon. Okay. I don't know what's Dragon Quest.
Dragon Strike, excuse me.
Oh, okay.
Dragon Quest. So, okay, my cousin got this for Christmas one year.
Oh wow!
And we were gonna watch it. We were gonna play the game, and I was supposed to be the dungeon master. And the video goes like, okay, so at this point, we only want to talk to the person who's the dungeon master. Everybody else leave the room. And then my cousin was like, well, I don't want to leave the room. And then his mom was like, no, you don't have to leave the room. And I'm like, the video said that if you're a player, you should go and leave. And I immediately lost all interest. Like, it was like, okay, this is why am I playing with these people?
Yeah.
They're not obeying the rule here. We're supposed to. You're supposed to leave the rule because you have important information to tell me.
Yeah.
Anyways, it
Is
bothers
that
me.
why you
dick.
don't like Atmosphere?
No, Atmosphere sucks.
No, Atmosphere is good, dude.
The video is great. The game is worthless. Anyways,
Wow. Wow. Who hurt
Listen,
you? Oh, wait, your
idiot.
cousin.
Yeah, we're just like, no, it's just like, don't. Yeah, never mind.
So did you?
I'm gonna try that next time I'm losing in 40K. I'm gonna say, "Mom,
It wasn't a whiny.
do I have to roll for my saving throw?"
Yeah, try it.
Yeah. So did your cousin get information that he shouldn't have gotten?
I can't remember. All I know at that point, I was totally checked out. I'm like,
Yeah.
I
You
was
should
just
have
like,
just left. I would have been like,
Yeah, I
"You
should
be
have
the
walked
dungeon
out, and you're
master."
going to be the DM.
Yeah. I think
You
you're
know,
so
it's
smart.
okay. He was a good guy.
Idiot.
He was a
All
good
right.
guy.
So I worked out a deal and I went and I picked him up. This is what the picture was that I saw when I was scrolling through Marketplace.
Yeah.
So here's a picture of HeroQuest.
The original.
Yeah. The original. HeroQuest. It has the screen, the GM screen. It's
Nice.
got the instruction booklet. It's got figures. It's got the player cards. It's got a stack of these character sheets.
Look how fat that stack still is.
Oh, yeah. There was a couple that were filled out. So I thought that was kind of neat seeing somebody's, scribbles from a long time ago. No, a lot of them didn't get very far, but some of them did. Board looked all right. Good, pretty good condition.
Good condition. Yeah.
Like this, the Armory cardboard was there. And it looked like, they had all the models. All the models are there. All the orcs and all the goblins and all the chaos warriors.
Yeah, that's pretty much everything in the base set, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And all the cardboard pieces. You got all your heroes. You got your dice.
Ooh, and the dice are actually, you could still see the paint on there pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. This was in, whoever had this, well, the person that the lady I bought off of, her husband took care of his games.
Rest
I
in
could
peace.
tell. No, he's fine. He's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's fine. There's Risk. So in this version of Risk, there's mission cards, which I've never used before. And then, there's the cards that you get during setup that give you, the lands, that you're supposed to occupy. So it was only missing one mission card. So, I never used them before.
Pretty good.
So
Yeah, it's like you could still completely play the game without the mission. It's a way to kind of speed up the game.
Oh, okay.
And it's also a way to play it as 2 players to keep it fair.
Okay. Sweet.
I have a very similar version to this.
Right. Let me click over here. Now this is Dragon Strike.
Bring back memories for Blake.
Scorpion, man.
So you guys remember this a lot more than I
think
did.
we ended up just watching the video.
Yeah.
I think we ended up just watching the video. We didn't even play the game.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So, it comes with 2 double-sided boards.
I remember that board.
Comes with a nice DM screen. Gives you some of the rules. Here's the characters. And I believe this guy, the warrior, was on American Gladiators.
Yeah. Who was he?
He was the guy that got
Laser?
hit. What's that?
Laser.
Was his name Laser?
Yeah, I think it was Laser. He was a guy that got knocked out during Cannonball. He was the surfer dude, Laser. Yeah.
And they got the stands, the little standees.
And this guy's Michael Fassbender, I think. maybe.
He looks like a Fossbender.
Yeah. Yeah, and then on the other side, it gives you like the regular drawings and the stats, so you can keep track of your hit points and.
This is pretty cool.
You know
Yeah.
what? I
Yeah.
have these models.
What's that?
I have these models, except for the thief.
Oh, guess what?
I have,
them too.
yeah.
I have them too.
And then,
There's
yeah, nice.
another mat, another board.
Well, that
All
castle looks
these
pretty cool.
Pieces, like if you're invisible or chest or
Little door standees.
so there's the heroes back here. All the purple guys are the heroes. There's dragons, scorpion dudes, all these different types of creatures you can fight during the missions. You got your adventures book. Looks like it's never been opened. You got all these, different actions like sneak attack. You got your spells. You got some like monster cards. All the cards are there. And there's even the VHS. It's there, dude.
Yeah. Now you got to get a VCR. You got a VCR at the house?
I have a VCR at work that will allow me to digitize this and put it into a regular format.
Nice.
Well, I think I know what we're going to play next Geekend.
Oh, jeez. That would be hilarious.
I don't think Geekends will happen again.
Yeah,
well, never again.
Unless you make one, Blake.
I'll do a Geekend.
I also think that maybe it would be fun to watch the video on a Life After one day.
Ooh. See, it's called hyper reality, an electrifying mix of both action, live action, and computer animations.
Hyper reality.
Yeah, it's hyper reality. It's kind of like, remember, I haven't seen, but I haven't watched any of these videos. But from what I see in the picture, it kind of reminds me of like Command and Conquer and some of those early video games that would mix like people, like Mortal Kombat in a way, kind of
videotaping people, but also digitizing it, and with also like sprites for yeah.
All right. So I was just doing some research, kind of things that have sold online for the Dragon Strike. This one hasn't been open. It sold for $200 plus $20 shipping. But complete ones about $100.
About $100.
About $100. Different prices for HeroQuest. If you want to buy the new version of HeroQuest, it's about $100. And then Risk. So they have Risk. It's like $20, right? But when I was reading the description, they have a Risk two-headed dragon board game with Alexa skill. So I was like, what is this?
Alexa skill. So you're playing versus Alexa?
So play using Alexa skill for an interactive gaming experience.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but I just thought it was interesting.
And there's a dragon?
Yeah.
Two-headed dragon. I think it's a 2-on-2.
Maybe.
That's
you don't know.
No,
unexpected
I mean a 1v1.
Events.
I'm sorry.
Unexpected events introduced by Alexa can change the course of the game.
Click on view more.
No, I can't. This isn't a link.
God.
It's a screenshot.
Only we knew.
Yeah. Something we can delve into.
I see the dragon model.
Alexa skill. Alexa, what's skill? Alexa.
Oh, Jesus.
She never listens.
All right. So.
That's like a modern day, like, almost like Dragon Strike. Like tie in newfangled technology to make your game better.
That's true.
Yeah, totally, dude.
Board game industry's been doing that for a long time.
How much did Ed spend? I know in my head. I know what it is. You can say yours, Travis.
I think you spent $100 for the whole lot. I think you got a smoking deal.
I was going to say 40, but your 100 makes me say 50. $50.
All right.
$1.
Here we go.
30 bucks? $10 a game.
$30.
Wow.
Bargain or bust.
That's a huge bargain.
That's a bargain, baby. We're looking at least $250.
You know, I want to fall back to something, and it could just be my HeroQuest bias, but just looking at the components of that Dungeons and Dragons game versus the components of the HeroQuest game, it's very apparent to me why HeroQuest sold so well. It just looked so much better than any other game in that space, like the adventure, board game.
Yeah. And if you go back to that game, that was HeroQuest came out in 1990. This game came out in
actually 88 over across the pond, but
okay.
90 here in the States.
All right. Well, this one came out 3 years later. At least 3 years later.
Yeah, so it's like it's the people at TSR were all like trying to jump because HeroQuest was selling very well. They made a bunch of expansions. And so they're all like, "Oh, let's jump in," but they didn't, they didn't talk to Games Workshop to make their miniatures, but just the components, like just the character sheets of HeroQuest, look so much more like, ooh, I really like. There is some cool nostalgia with the design of that Dragon Strike game, and the VHS element I think is very interesting. I do actually want to play it, but I mean, just like visually, HeroQuest.
The thing is, the Dragon Strike
quest, where stories are the very best.
It doesn't
from epic wins to playful games. Life after the cover say our passion remains.
So real. Like the art, the graphics, and the CGI, the weird people, like actors in there.
So gather around and join the quest. Where stories are the very best. From epic wins to playful games. Life after the cover save our passion remains. Our passion remains. So gather around and join the quest. Where stories are the very best. From epic wins to playful games. Life after the cover save our passion remains.